Howdy, Possum Patty and little Miss Titi here. And we're at the table. And as you can see, we have not even put the slightest dent into this pile of things waiting to go into journals. So we're just going to sit here and we're just going to do some more journaling. Come on along. Well, the first thing I have to do is move my October journal out of the way. If you remember, I was doing this Bewitched page from our visit to Salem, Massachusetts, and I was going to color in the white strip here between the black paper in black, and that wasn't working out. So I got my gold leaf pen out and I went down the strip and around the edge, and now I'm loving that. But I'm still thinking, I could add a little something up at the top. What can I put up there? Just a little something. Ooh. Where are my honeydews? Now I'm just going to glue this little witchy honeydew piece of ephemera there, just to have a point of interest up in that corner. And this will go over here. All right, now, I love it. She matches. She's got an orange pumpkin and a black cat. And she's wearing a purple dress and a purple hat. We've got purple on the page, and she's a little witch, and this is about the Samantha, the witch from Bewitched. And let's just close this up right now. And here's the altered paper clip. I do both sides when I do these paper clips, like that. Perfect, perfect. Oh, and if you remember the other day when I was journaling about the train ride, I said the tickets were here somewhere, and I found them. I'm going to put our tickets in there, in that pocket. And I'm going to put this aside just for now. I do have a lot more things I'm going to put in here, but I'm going to move it aside and do some journaling in a few other different journals. This is the journal I won from Rhonda at Junk Journal Diva. And it's very sad because it's a beautiful journal and there's no journaling in there except for the one page I did. Happy Mail from Trudy. And I made this really fun tropical page. But, you know, I was looking at it and I'm like, could use like maybe a little strip of washi tape or something right there. Let me look around. How about this one? I love it. Sort of looks like blue bubbles from under the ocean. Something like that. Contrast from the stripes on the other side, isn't it? I'm going to put a little extra glue on there. Washi tape wasn't meant to stay down really well. So if you want it permanent, add a little bit of glue and you are all set. I like that it's a little bit translucent and you can see those stripes underneath. I'm loving how this looks here. And it looks like bubbles, and so does the first page. Green bubbles. Well, since this is my November gratitude and friendship and happy mail journal, I would like to do my first November gratitude page. And it's like being grateful, being thankful, having gratitude for. It's all kind of the same thing, I believe. And usually I do very simple things, and a lot of them have to do maybe with family or nature. And so I was going through my pile of things over there, and you know, at the flea market I had gotten this Winnie the Pooh paper. Part of a set, but this was the only one I got this past time. Time before that I did get another couple of pages, but they're in another journal. And I was looking at it because I was looking at the trees, and I wanted to do, you know, a thankful page about the trees in the woods. And while doing that, I came across this little guy here, and this is Piglet, and he's picking a dandelion, and it says, "Every day is special. Every day is special," and I love that. At first, I just noticed the trees, but when I looked closer and read the words, I was like, oh, that's got to go in there too. So, I almost sat on my cat. So even though I want to do one about the trees, I may start with this first. I found this border of dandelions. It's very pretty. I mean, you could hardly buy anything that's as pretty as that, right? But it came from a magazine. And here it is there. And what I did was I cut out the middle and I made a frame. And I'm going to save this because I can make another frame out of that one. And then maybe I'll do another dandelion page. And I cut out one of the Winnie the Poohs. Well, I ripped it out and put a little distress around the edge. Kind of make it stand out a little bit more. And I was going to put him there. And I printed out a picture of my grandnephew blowing on a dandelion there. And he's going to fit perfectly in there. And then it's going to journal somewhere. Journal up and down the side. I could do that, right? Just leave a little more space and I can do some journaling here. I love my pictures to be going this way, but my journaling can go in any direction. So I had this all laid out, and then I was like, I have a fairy somewhere with a dandelion. Let me see if I can find her. I think it is in my fairy basket over here. I do have some fairy ephemera and things in here, and here it is. And where's the stamp that goes with that? Aha, here it is. Now, how would I put this on the page, though? I could sort of do something like this. Well, I'm going to stamp one out on a piece of cardstock and see if I like it on the page. I think I'm ready to glue everything down. I stamped the fairy on this beautiful light orange paper, and as you can see, ooh, sorry, cat's climbing on my shoulder. You can see how nice it looks with the yellow and orange of the dandelion flower there. And I decided that if I did this, maybe I want to put some orange at the top. So I stamped a couple of these little dandelion flower heads. Put them there, kind of balance the fairy out, and these will get glued on here somehow. Somehow, and I have a space for journaling. Now, I was trying to think if I want to cut an orange paper or maybe a pink paper or some other color from here, or maybe yellow. Maybe the yellow to represent the dandelion flower over here for my journaling. So let me see. All right, this is going to be right about there. So let me lift these up. I never get everything down the way I want to. That's okay. It's always close enough. Make sure I got the right side. Yes, I do. And this is going to go down. I'm just going to put it right there in that bubble. All right, this is going to go here. And this is going to go here. And this is going to go here. All right, I think I'm going to glue the fairy down first. You may have noticed in the last couple of videos that there was a shadow spot on my journals when I was recording, and that was a little bit of gold paint up there on the camera, and I hope I got it off. I didn't see it at first, but I was getting kind of crazy splashing gold around the other day. I didn't notice that it was on the camera lens. All right, so down here, I'm going to put the fairy like she's sitting on the bottom part of this frame here. But I'm not going to press the flower part down because this might have to go there. And this is going to be kind of like that. Now this picture was taken in the spring, but I did find a late October dandelion the other day. And I said, oh, I'm going to get a picture of me blowing this dandelion. And I commandeered Mr. Possum to come over. I said, I need you for a minute, come here. What do you want? Oh, I put this down in the glue. I'll be fine. I was like, oh, I want you to get a picture of me blowing this dandelion. So I handed my camera, I handed my phone actually because we were outside. I handed my phone and I was like, okay, I'm going to blow in the dandelion. And he said, oh, it's not coming out because you're standing, in front of the white garage door or something. So I was like, oh, okay, let's try one more. So it's hard to get those little tiny flyaway bits captured on the camera without the right light in the right background. All right, so I'm going to make a little journaling plate for right there. I found this bit of yellow scrap paper and I cut one piece to fit like a little journaling plate right in this space. I used my corner punch rounder to make it look a little bit more like a journaling plate, and I did use my orange pumpkin stays on. Perfect, right? To distress around the edge. I don't do a lot of distressing, but sometimes I do. I'm mixing the green and orange on this page. And I used a tiny tag die cut to cut out this little tag, and I put some of this chenille white yarn, and I think this is from the Dollar Tree. Yeah, I went in there one day and they had a little bit of yarn, and so I chose the white to sort of represent the little seed parachutes that go flying off in the wind. And I thought I would add this at a jaunty angle at the top. And that's my bird clock, and it's the Oreo o'clock. So I think this yellow is really going to finish off the page very nicely. I wrote, I am grateful for the wisdom of the Pooh Bear. Every day is special. And I drew 3 little dandelion seeds flying away on the tag. So I'm just going to go ahead and glue these down before Miss TT comes back in the room and wants to climb up on my shoulder again. She goes in and out, because I'm in here and the door is closed and Mr. Possum's in the other room and she's got to go out there. And then she got to, oh, I just noticed the other side of this was very shiny. It's okay. I wanted the flat yellow side. She goes out there, see what he's doing, then she comes back in here, climbs all over me, then she goes back out there again. Oh, here she's at the door. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness gracious. Do I want that way over there? Or do I sort of want that in the corner? Maybe sticking up a little bit though. All right, so my first gratitude page is done. And the first Happy Mail page is done. Well, I finished up those pages in the Haunted House Journal, and I started and finished a gratitude page, and I've got a little bit more time. So I'm thinking, well, maybe I'll go ahead and start another page. Okay, now I need to find a home for the dragon from the Doki Doki Forest. This is an ATC for Possum Patty from Amy in the Doki Doki Forest, October 2023. This came in some Happy Mail. And when I got this paper at the flea market, I was like, ooh, I think that's a doorway from the Doki Doki Forest. And Amy said it certainly was. So I'm thinking that would be an awesome place to put this little dragon as he came through that door. And I'm going to see if I can fit that paper in my Magical Mushroom Fairy Journal. And I do have a couple of pages in here. Oh, here's that fairy with the dandelion. Oh, you know, I had one of these stamps of one of the seeds, and I lost it. It was so small, but you can just draw those. Those are easy to draw. And you might remember my little Possum Patty, my little Patsy fairy there. I made her the other day. That was super fun. All right, so I think this might have to go. Well, I guess I can put it on either side. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some tracing paper and cut a template that is the size of this page, and then sort of move it around on the paper to see how I want to cut that to fit in this journal. Okay, so this tracing paper is the size of the page, with leaving a little room to see the material that the pages are bound together with. And this side is bees. I can even trim this a little more, but the material is a little wider on this side. So it would have to be about that big. Now, I hate that this is double-sided because I love both sides. I wonder if I could put this on my copy machine and just copy this tree for another page. Well, maybe I'll do that before I cut it, see how it comes out. In the meantime, do I want the door way over here, or do I want to lose the mushrooms and maybe get the crystals in? There's some crystals down here. And have the door here and a place. Oh, I want to see the back of the dragon, so I'd have to make a little pocket here for the dragon to be in. Because look at the back is decorated too. And she drew a little fairy on the mushroom. Aw. All right, so he would go here in a little bit of a pocket. I like this, but I'm going to go experiment, and I'll be right back. Just to see if I can get a piece of this tree copied. Well, not too bad, not too bad. Of course, it's on a 8.5 by 11, but I got a lot of the tree and the grass in there, and one of the lanterns anyway. So I will save this for another page. And now I don't feel so bad about cutting this up. So I'm going to have to draw on here. I want to get those crystals in. Maybe a little bit of the stones over here. I got a nice piece of the tree. I'm just going to lose those mushrooms, but I may be able to cut those out and use them on something else. I'm going to use a white pencil. Well, Stanley had an adventure at a Mexican market with all the Dia de los Muertos and Mexican pottery items. And he was just loving their colorfulness and very folk art-ish look. So I took a bunch of pictures of him there. Now this market was at the Big E in Springfield, Massachusetts. All right, let me check this one more time before I cut. So it's not going to go on this page, it's going to go on this page. And that is perfect. And that is awesome, perfect. All right, I don't know why this blue paper is here. Let me move it. Should I put some fairies on this page? Some fairies that came to welcome the dragon from the Doki Doki forest. So that'll get glued down there just like that. I don't want to cover up the crystals or the door, but I can put a little tuck over here. So I was eyeing those mushrooms. Let's see. I could do that. I can trim them off and stick them in right here, and it'll kind of just blend in with the other background. All right, let me do some trimming. Titi's trying to climb on the table and I'm trying to glue. Come on. You're going to get stuck in the glue. Stay down. Glue will probably get through. Okay, I'm trying to glue this. I'm sorry you can't see me, but Titi's in my lap and she's climbing up and I'm trying to glue and she's putting her wet cold nose on my chin. Yeah, not easy, not easy. These pages have been lightly gessoed, I think. This is a magazine that I altered into the shape of a mushroom. Maybe I should put some tacky glue along here and hope this holds it down. The problem with the cat in my lap or on my back is that, you know, I stand up so much to get a view looking down like that. Or I've got to go over there and get something, or I've got to go over there and get something. She doesn't want to get down. Okay, says I can't see what I'm doing way over here when I'm sitting down. This is a very lumpy journal. I might have to hold this for a second. I put glue on 2 sides of this little scrap here that was cut out of that corner. And this is going to be the tuck for the little dragon from the Doki Doki Forest. And I will link Amy's channel below because she has some awesome videos. And she's always sketching and drawing fun little critters. Yeah, so I was able to get my mushrooms and my crystals and the magical door there. And I might have to let this dry before I stick the dragon in there, but he's going to go. I'll just place him gently right there. And I've got a clip holding that corner down, and hopefully this stays glued. And I'm going to come back and think about if I want to add a fairy to this page. I've got this dark spot down here at the bottom. I could put a little welcoming fairy over here maybe. And I don't have to do much journaling because she's got everything on the back there. But I could put something about him flying. We'll have to give him a name. Oh, we'll have to give him a name. Okay, we're going to give the dragon a name. And maybe put a welcoming fairy on here. And I could do some journaling down here with a white pen or put a little plaque. Yeah, so I'm going to let this dry and think about how I want to finish this page. And I'm very happy with my journaling today. And I still have a few more journals over there with some pages waiting to be done. So I might just do this again tomorrow. But I want to thank you for coming along today. And I want to wish everybody happy junk journaling. Bye-bye.